Hello and welcome everybody to Yoga for Everybody. Today's class is going to be especially nice because we're going to be learning how to use props, and it's especially useful for people who have round bodies. So I'm Jodie, your guide for today, and let me take you through our beautiful class. So today we're going to start sitting down, and you'll notice that if you're ever asked to lie down, if you have a very large chest, you're going to feel a little bit suffocated when you lie down on your back. So always feel free, if you want to, sit down on a cushion or a block for the breathing thrusters. So then we're just going to think about our alignment. So make a straight line from the crown of the head and the tailbone, and then stretch the crown of the head up towards the sky so your spine feels nice and long. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and exhale with a sigh. Again, inhale, exhale with a sigh. And a third time, take a deep breath in and exhale fully. So start just by breathing normally and notice what thoughts are running through your minds right now. A lot of times we'll be thinking about friends or family, work or school, sometimes even things that happened 20 years ago. And for the moment, those things aren't what's important. What's really important is your quality of breath. So say to yourself that you can think about all of those other things later on, and for the next hour, the only thing that's important is your wellness. So take a moment to concentrate on your upper lip and feel the air that's coming in and out from your nostrils. Notice if there's a difference between the temperature of the air of your inhalation compared to your exhalation. Now, start feeling the air that's coming in through your nose and that pathway that it makes right down to the bottom of your lungs. And as you exhale, notice it coming from the bottom of your lungs and exhaling out through your nose. You'll also notice the speed of your breath, and then let that slow down. Start by deepening your breath. So that means if you notice that your chest is moving with the breath, lower it down so that's actually your belly that moves with the inhalation and the exhalation. It's also important to notice if your breath is fluid. So ideally, we don't want to feel any type of pauses that aren't necessary. So it's very normal to feel a little pause at the top of the inhalation or at the bottom of the exhalation, and that's fine. Otherwise, let it slow down and become more fluid. So now we're going to start our Ujjayi breathing as well. So that means that we contract our throat just a little bit. And when we do that, the breath turns into sound, kind of like the waves of the ocean. So sometimes you'll have a hard time imagining that. But if you imagine for a moment the sound that Darth Vader makes when he breathes, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, this breath is so important because when your brain hears you breathing like this, it stops producing stress hormones, and it actually starts producing endorphins that help us become happier, healthier, and you can start healing. So our pranayama exercises, our breathing exercises, help us connect our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. So as we direct our energy with the breath, it's easier to find this connectivity. So start by imagining that there's a lot of energy at your tailbone, and every time you inhale, imagine pulling all of that energy up from the tailbone towards the third eye. And then when you exhale, imagine all of the energy coming from your third eye and going back down towards the tailbone. So you want to also include a type of physical sensation with this energy moving as well. So when we inhale, we want to feel very energetic. When we exhale, the energy goes back down to the tailbone. We start feeling very heavy, and we start feeling insecurity with our place in the world. And always keep in mind, one side is not more important than the other side. It's a circle, and everything's equally as important. So now we'll begin also to include in breath retention. So inhale to a comfortable level. Hold the breath for whatever amount of time feels good for you. And then exhale slowly, and again hold the breath at the end of the exhalation. And you continue. Inhaling nice and slowly, each time holding the breath for whatever amount of time feels good for you. And whenever you need to, exhale very slowly so that you control the breath. So as we do this, you're really going to start noticing how the energy grows in our system. So every time the energy comes from the tailbone to the third eye, as we hold the breath, you're going to feel that energy growing between the eyebrows. As we exhale, all the energy goes back down towards the tailbone, and you'll feel the area around the tailbone becoming very heavy as it connects down towards the earth. So keep repeating this, and when your body feels like it can no longer hold on to all of that energy because it grows so strongly, inhale. And imagine as you hold the breath that the crown of the head opens up and all the energy can exit. It lifts up through the roof, through the sky and the clouds, right up to the center of the universe. And as you exhale, imagine all of the energy coming back down from the center of the energy of the universe, through the crown of the head, the spine, the tail. And then imagine it creating a type of root. And the root is going to dig its way down through the floor, the basement, the earth, and all the way down to the center of the earth. So now we'll notice our connection from the center of the universe right to the center of the earth. And we can actually ask for help so that we can manage our energy better and heal. So as you exhale, imagine asking the source or the center of the universe or God, whatever it is that you believe in, that as you exhale, allow that energy to take all of that negative energy out of your mind and your body. It's going to send it down through the hollow column of the spine, down through that root that you created, and all the way down to the center of the earth. And once you're at the center of the earth, imagine all of that negative energy being absorbed. And then ask the earth for help by recycling that energy. So when you inhale, imagine receiving all of the energy that you would need to heal that subject. And as you inhale, this energy is going to come up into the body. You can imagine every cell of your body absorbing that energy, especially in your brain. And then keep continuing on with this cycle of energy. Inhaling, going up towards the universe, asking the universe for help, exhaling, clearing out all the negativity, and then letting the earth absorb it once you get the energy to the center of the earth. And inhaling, bringing a new and positive energy. So you feel all of that energy becoming slowly more and more positive. Super. After your next exhalation, let the breath retention come back to just a normal breathing pattern. Good. After your next exhalation, allow your chin come down towards your chest and let the back of your neck become very long. Feel free to extend your legs forward if your legs are tired, or make a diamond shaped with your legs, whatever is the most comfortable for you. Don't worry if your chin does not touch your chest. Whatever angle feels good for you is the good one. Then start noticing where you feel this stretch. Good. Now we'll be starting our half circles. Inhaling the chin up and around to one shoulder. Exhaling down towards the heart. Inhaling up around towards the other shoulder. Exhaling down towards the heart. And remember to coordinate the movement with the breath. I know sometimes it feels like there's a lot of things to remember, so just do your best. Good. Just think about inhaling up, exhaling down, and then if it's comfortable, feel free to make big circles with your head. Listen in to whatever noises are happening in your neck. And then change directions. Good. Come back to your center. So if your feet aren't already stretched forwards, feel free to stretch your feet out in a diamond shape. Depending on your level of flexibility, you can move your feet further in towards your hips or further away. Also notice what it feels like if you feel better to sit on the cushion or on the floor. And then take your thigh and rotate it outwards. Good. With your next exhalation, let your head roll forward and then come down one vertebrae at a time to wherever you find that natural stop. If you need to, feel free to stretch your feet forwards, move your legs however you need. If you spread your knees out, there's lots of room for your belly. Good. Now let your shoulders relax. And take a few more deep, deep, deep breaths. Good. If it's comfortable, come down a little bit more. Good. Inhale and come up nice and slowly. Great. Now we're going to stretch the back backwards. So just make sure that your props are close to you. So sometimes when we're a little bit bigger, we often feel like our arms are too short. So you'll notice that if you use your block, the floor comes to meet you. And luckily, the block has 3 different levels. So use this to wherever your arms feel comfortable. So now we're going to move the blocks behind the back to wherever that's comfortable for you. Make sure that your blocks are nice and steady. Then roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the heart up And then look up towards the sky. Good. Now press your tailbone down towards the earth. Notice the curve in your spine and make sure that you're working at your own level. So that means that you're going to feel a nice opening in your spine, but never any type of pain. That's great. Exhale, let the chin come down, and then walk your hands by your sides. Great. So now see if your hands are comfortable on the bolster, or if it's better on the block. Now inhale, lift the right arm up. As you exhale, bend your left elbow and lean down towards the left side. Feel free to stretch the block out to the side if that's more comfortable for you. Now lift your heart up and rotate the right side backwards. If you like, you can also stretch your right hand further towards the left. And keep taking deep, deep breaths. And you'll notice how nice it feels to take deep breaths here, and you'll feel your right rib cage move with the inhalation. Good. Inhale, lift the arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Other side. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, lean towards the right and a crescent moon. See if it's more comfortable for you to lean your arm on the block or if it's better on the floor. Now notice how your right arm feels. You shouldn't have very much pressure or weight on that arm at all. Now let your neck relax. Lift your heart up and then rotate the left side a little bit backwards. Great. You have an option also of stretching the left arm towards the right. Just remember, you never want to feel any type of pain. Good. Inhale up, exhale down. Great. For the next posture, we're going to come down onto our mat and we're going to get ready to do a twist. So again, we take all the skin from the thigh and we rotate it. So a lot of times in yoga class, you're going to hear the alignment for this to align the toes with our hip bones. Now, if you are a little bit larger, that might not be very great for your body. So feel free to spread your legs out a little bit wider for your comfort. Now, we're going to bend that left knee and bring it to the outside of the belly. You can even twist your belly to the inside of the leg so that the skin is more comfortable. Good. Now place the right hand on the left knee and the right hand behind your left hand behind the back. Then place a block under your left hand if you need to. Great. Inhale and then exhale, start twisting towards the left. Good. Circle the shoulders back and down. Stretch the crown of the head up towards the sky and let the chin come down towards the throat. Now, as we exhale, we're going to see if we can turn a little bit more towards the left. Good. Remember, if your stomach's not comfortable in the twist, feel free to twist the belly skin to the sides. Remember, yoga is made for everyone. You just have to know the right modifications. Good. If it's comfortable in your next exhalation, turn a little bit more. Excellent. Exhale to come back to the center. Allow your spine to readjust. Shake out your legs if you feel necessary. So now we're going to bend the right knee. Take the stomach and twist it into the center so that your stomach's comfortable against the leg. Now bring your left hand to the right knee and place the right hand behind your back close to the tailbone. And you can use a block or a cushion to support that right hand. Good. Stretch up through the crown of the head, lower the chin, and then exhale to turn slowly towards the right. Look behind the right shoulder. And each time you exhale, you want to imagine making spaces between the vertebrae. And each time you exhale, you're going to twist a little bit more. Very good. Remember to make the posture comfortable for yourself. And remember, even if we're in a twist, the crown of the head and the tailbone still align. Great. Exhale, come back to the center. Shake out the legs again. Come back to sit on your cushion or your block. And we're going to come into a posture for the shoulders called the eagle arms. So we're going to place our strap in the left hand for the moment. And so this is going to help us a lot when we feel like our arms are too short. Now lift your arms up to shoulder distance high and keep the shoulders nice and low. And then cross the right elbow under the left and then bend the elbows. So hopefully you can hold on to the straps with both hands. I know a lot of times the first time you do it, it feels a little bit awkward, but it gets easier as we continue on with the practice. Good. So again, think about relaxing the shoulders down, lift the heart up. And if you're already feeling a lot of a stretch between your shoulder blades, this is enough for the stretch for you. Now, if you have a higher level of flexibility, you can continue on with a few of the adjustments. So be inhaling, lifting the elbows straight up towards the sky. Exhaling, letting the elbows coming back down. So I'm going to do this a few times. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Keep your back nice and straight. Great, come back to the center. And this time we're going to make circles with the elbows. And you're going to feel a beautiful massage that happens between the shoulder blades. Super. Change directions. Fantastic. Come back to the center. Let the shoulders relax. Shake out the hands. It's very normal that you feel like you lost some circulation, but it's come back right away. So you're going to go to the other side. Place a strap in the right hand. Lift the hands up to the same height as the shoulder. Let the shoulders come back and down a little bit. So we're going to cross the left elbow under the right. And remember, just go to wherever you can and hold the strap between the two hands. It does not matter if you can't hold your hands together. We're looking for the same type of sensation on both shoulders. So stay here if you're feeling a nice stretch. And if you do need a little bit more, inhale, lift the elbows up towards the sky, and exhale, let them come back down. So repeat this a few times so we feel all of the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons, the connective tissues all start just stretching out and releasing. Good. Come back to center. And this time we'll be starting to make a few arm circles with the elbows. Super. Keep your core very stable. It's only your arms that move. And then change directions. Good. Come back to center. And then exhale. Lower the strap down. Put your hands on your knees. And we're going to do a few shoulder circles. Change direction. Very good. So now we're going to go into a forward fold. And you can stay on the cushion if you like, and then bring the cushions in front of you. So remember, these are just little helpers. So now what we're going to do is just keep the blocks with our hands and walk forward until you find a little stretch on the inner thigh. Take a moment to look at your toes and rotate the toes inside. Sometimes this means we have to readjust, but that's fine. It's great for the long term, for the posture. Remember, if you prefer, you can come down to the mat and just start taking a few deep breaths in and out. Now, think about stretching the crown of the head out. So the length between the tailbone and the crown of the head is very long. And keep taking deep breaths. And listen in to the sound of waves coming from your breath. It's great. So walk the hands back in. Bring the feet together. And then bounce the knees up and down for a butterfly pause. And that way all the comfort will come back to the hips. Good. For the next few postures, we're going to come up onto all fours. For certain people, it'll be comfortable. For other people, not so much. So, if you do have sensitive knees, think about folding your mat a couple of times, or even getting knee pads. Now, get your blocks. So if you feel like you need a little bit of help, bring your hands up. Just put the blocks under the hands. It's whatever is the most comfortable for you. Open your knees up slightly. And we're going into the cat and puppy stretch. So as we exhale, we roll the back up. We let the tailbone and the chin come down. As we inhale, we turn the tailbone up and the crown of the head as well. Remember, keep the back nice and relaxed. And make sure you feel very comfortable. You're going to notice as your spine starts feeling like it opens up with the repetitions. It's going to be nice and comfortable. Great. Come back down to a neutral position. Now, we're going to work with our abdominals a little bit. So stretch the right leg backwards with the toes curled under. And then inhale, lift the left hand up. And stretch out from the fingertips down to the toes. If you feel a little bit stronger, feel free to lift the right leg up a little bit. Remember, it's only an option. It doesn't matter the angle. It's just so that you feel stable. And you'll notice as you keep working with a repetition, you'll be able to do more and more. Excellent. Bring the knee down, and the hand as well. Now we're going to stretch the left foot out, and then inhale, lift the right arm up, and stretch all the way from the foot down to the hand. If you feel comfortable, you can also feel free to lift the left leg up. Taking a few deep breaths here. Now as you exhale, bring the knee and the hand down. Now for the next few positions, I'm going to show you how to adjust the strap for the press in case you feel like they are kind of suffocating you. So just so you can see, we take the strap behind the back, put it just under the underarms, and then we're going to tighten it up. And this is going to help keep your chest in place. Good. That way, the breasts don't move up towards the face as we lean forward. Good. So, we're going to look at the child's pose. And just to show you how you can be more comfortable in this position. So think about keeping the knees very nice and open. The toes will point towards one another in the back. And then we're going to just sleep on the bolster. So you can let yourself come down. Great. Turn your head towards the left, so the right ear is on the ground. And then walk your hands forward as far as you can, stretch the fingers out, and press them into the earth to help stretch out the back. Excellent. Walk the hands back towards the knees. Take the cushion out. And then bring the hands forward. Now we're going to tuck our toes down under the feet and exhale to straighten the knees. Great. Now just make sure your feet are a little bit open to make sure they're comfortable. And then we're going to bend the knees one at a time, right to left. Great. So now we're going to start walking the feet towards the hands, towards the front of the mat. Great, so you can stand up. So we're in a great position now. And I want to show you how we can work with positions like the triangle posture. So just open your feet up enough that you feel stable. A lot of times we're going to tell you to open up your arms and make sure that there's the same distance between the wrists and the ankles. But if you need to, that's fine. Step the feet in a little bit. Now turn your right foot to the side so the right heel aligns with the left ankle. Now inhale, lift the arms up parallel, and then exhale. We're going to let the right hand go down in front of the shin and the left arm up. Good. Inhale to come up. Let the left hand come down and lift the right arm up. Again, inhale, come back to the center and go into triangle posture. And just come down to wherever you feel good. Inhale up. Exhale, lean towards the left in the reversed warrior. Good. Exhale, come down into triangle. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, again, come down to crescent moon. Great. Inhale up. Exhale, turn the feet forward. So remember, the most important thing here is to feel comfortable. So open up your feet a little bit more if you want to. And never feel shy to have to adjust yourself. So just make sure that your props are close. You'll definitely be needing your blocks for this posture. And remember, it sometimes makes it so much easier to bring the floor closer to our hands. So we're going to start with our hands on our waist, and exhale, start leaning forward. And when you like, you can get a hold of your block. Remember, you have all of those different levels to play with to see what feels the best for you. Great. If you feel comfortable, feel free to walk the blocks a little bit forward. It's always your comfort level that's going to decide what to do. Good. Turn the tailbone up towards the sky and take in a few deep breaths. Good. So now we're going to walk our blocks in towards our body. You might have to turn your block a little bit higher this time. And we're going to just think about stretching out from the tailbone to the crown of the head. So I'm going to do this a few times. Exhale, lean down. You can walk those blocks out if you like. And you'll notice that while we're leaning forward, that the chest doesn't bother us because of the strap. And take a moment to turn the tailbone up towards the sky. Great. Now I can take time here to walk the blocks back. Good. We're coming back halfway up and stretching out the whole way between the crown of the head to the tailbone. One more time. Exhale down. And notice how it's feeling when you stretch out from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Turn the tailbone up. Create space between each vertebrae. Very good. Now walk the blocks backwards and come back up. So start sliding your feet in towards center. And we're just going to put the blocks in front of us. C'est une bonne idée de toujours tourner les poignets. Inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring them down in front of your heart in prayer. And just take a moment to notice your feet. Make sure that you're still very comfortable and that all your toes are pointing forward. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, dive forward. And remember, just come down to wherever it's comfortable for you. Feel free to walk the blocks forward if you need. There's no pressure. It's just whatever's comfortable. Good. Turn the blocks. Come back so you're lifted up halfway and stretch out all the way down between the tailbone and the crown of the head. And one more time. Exhale, lean forward. Start noticing all the security you have with the feet. Now soften your knees and inhale, bring your arms up and over your head into prayer, and exhale them down in front of your heart. Good. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Place the hands down on the block, or walk the blocks forward if you like, whatever feels good. The important thing here is to feel the stretch through the hamstrings and your low back. And always remember, adjust it so you're comfortable. If you need to make a little adjustment with the knees, feel free. Good. Now inhale, come up halfway, stretching from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Good. Exhale, lean forward. Soften the knees and bring the arms up and over, and exhale the hands to your heart in prayer. So now we're going to open the legs up a little bit more. And they're probably going to be at a little bit of an angle. So we want to practice our squats now. And sometimes these squats are a little bit awkward when we have a bigger body, especially a bigger behind as we go up and down. So we're going to use our block. And if you need, you can sit down on the block or blocks. Remember to keep your balance and don't worry if you ever fall over. It's okay. A lot of times in yoga, we want to think about releasing the ego. So just remind yourself, everybody is good in yoga. You're perfect as you are, and the ego and competition is not part of the philosophy of yoga. Good. From here, we're going to put the elbows to the inside of the knees, press out with the elbows, in with the hips. Great. Now place your elbows to the inside of the knees, and you're going to press out on your elbows and your knees against the elbows. Lift the heart. If you're not quite as comfortable as you should be, adjust your body so you can be very comfortable. And then just feel the length coming back in the spine. Great. Now take the blocks to the side. So I wanted to show you a great way to practice plank pose. Now that's one of the postures that take a lot of strength. So we're just going to start with the cushion underneath our chest. Now bring your hands to the higher part of the cushion on the sides. Now, if we don't have a lot of strength, we can stay on our knees. So just think about exhaling down nice and slowly. Great. Inhale, we're coming back to tabletop. So we're going to do this a few times to build strength. Exhale, come down over the cushion. Inhale, lift up. So if you're feeling stronger, feel free to straighten the knees, and then exhale, come down onto the cushion. And remember, you can always stay on your knees if you're not comfortable with this. So again, inhale up, exhale to come down to the stomach. Now press your hips towards the heels. Open up the knees nice and wide. And if it's comfortable for you, feel free to use the bolster to relax. Good. Now press your hands against the floor to stretch out the back. Taking a few deep breaths here. So now we're going to come up and put the cushion to the side. And I wanted to show you how to modify the pigeon posture with the props. So we want to think about stretching out our hips. And you have the choice of starting with down dog or starting on all fours. If you're on all fours, it's very simple. You just have to slide the right knee forward and slide the left foot backwards. Now start wriggling the right foot to the side to wherever it's comfortable for you. Now take your block, and you're going to see if you can balance it under your right hip to help keep you steady, so it's not such an intense posture if you find this one difficult. Good. See how that feels to come down onto your forearms now, and take a block so that you can support your forehead if you need to. Now, if your stomach feels uncomfortable, feel free to move it around. Slide it towards the center, for example. Now try to keep the equal amount of weight between the two legs. So remember, you can lift that right hip up even further if you put a second block under it. The idea here is that you are uncomfortable. And remember, we're just doing everything we need to so that you can get the best quality out of the posture. Now just breathe very slowly. It's very common to hold lots of tension in the hips, and it's so important to stretch them. So it makes it very important to really notice how you're feeling and stretch appropriately. Great. Now walk your hands in by your knees. Roll the right foot back into center and slide the knee back under the hip. Now bring the blocks towards the right side. Come up onto all fours. Then slide the left knee forward. And then stretch the right leg backwards. Feel free to adjust the level of the left foot so it's nice and comfortable. Great. Now slide the block under the hip so there's not too much pressure on the joint. And then come down nice and slowly. If you prefer, feel free to put the block under your forehead and use whatever angle is the best for you. If it's not enough at all, put some pillows down too. Now notice how the stretch is helping the left hip. If it's too much, slide the left foot closer towards the right thigh. Or if it's feeling like it's not enough working, stretch the left foot up towards the knee, never past the 90-degree angles. Good. Now bring your hands to the mat, walk them in towards the knees, and this time we're going to sit down on the right hip and slide the right leg forward. Excellent. So there's one more position that's so important in yoga. Now, if you feel like it's necessary, feel free to keep using that strap around the chest. And we're going to go into bridge posture on our backs. So start by walking your feet in by your hips. Now, sometimes we feel like we don't have a lot of strength. And if that is your position right now, that's fine. Just keep the hands wrapped with the strap. Now make sure that your elbows are down on the ground. Bring your hands up about shoulder distance apart. Now keep the strap on the ankles and press the feet to the floor to lift the hips up for bridge posture. Take a few deep breaths here. Now press your elbows to the ground to keep lifting the hips up off the floor. Perfect. Exhale and come down one vertebrae at a time. That's great. So I'm going to do this 3 times. Perfect. Press your feet to the ground. We're going to do this 3 times. Lift the hips up. Take 3 deep breaths in and out here. Good. So come down nice and slowly till your hips meet the ground, and then relax your shoulders as well. If you're able to, walk your feet a little bit closer in towards your hips. So we're going to do this again. Press your feet and your elbows to the ground and lift the hips up. Good. Come down one vertebrae at a time. Good. So from here, we're going to bring our knees in towards our belly. If ever that doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can keep that strap around the knees, and that way you can start pulling a little bit on the knees. Always in comfort. Super. Now you can rock the knees side to side. Excellent. Come back to your center. Bring your strap to the side. Stretch out the right leg and then fold the left knee in towards the center with the right hand on the left knee. If that does not work for you, feel free to use the strap around the knee. And then when you exhale, bring the knee in towards the right side. Feel free to stabilize the knee as well, or support it with a cushion. Great. Now turn the head towards the left. Allow your back to relax, the hips to relax, and the shoulders. And take a few deep breaths in and out here. Good. Exhale to unwind slowly, bending both knees. And this time you can take the strap below the right knee and stretch the left leg down on the side, on the mat. Now take your bolster to put it on the other side. Perfect. Exhale. Bend the knee towards the elbow. So sometimes you need more than one cushion. You just have to be able to place the leg so there's absolutely no tension pulling. Have it support yourself. Taking a few more deep inhalations. Good. As you exhale, unwind slowly onto your back so we can get ready for Savasana. So to make sure you're comfortable on your back, feel free to put the bolster under your spine. You might need to get a block to make sure that you're breathing properly. So this will help keep your head up a little bit too. So if you like, you can put your feet together and open the knees to the side. And then, as you exhale, rotate your palms up towards the sky. You don't have to be doing anything else right now. Totally and completely relax. And notice everything that you've managed to heal during the class today. So allow your breath to come to its natural pace. Relax your feet, your legs, your hips, the back, the chest, the stomach, Lay the arms and the hands. Allow your neck and your throat to release. And then let your jaw open just a tiny bit so your tongue can relax. Even allow your face and your head to relax. If you ever feel like you need to move or change positions, feel free. Now, during your relaxations, notice all of the sensations you're having right now. Notice if there's travel, how your muscles are feeling. And if you're having a feeling of wellness, you might notice that you might have done a little bit too much, or maybe a little bit not enough. It is okay. This is our study about how to improve our wellness. So take a moment to thank yourself for coming out to the class today. So slowly start wiggling your fingers and your toes. And then roll over on your right side in fetal position. Push all the cushions and blocks aside if you need. Good. Now feel free to make a last movement or stretch. You might want to bring your hands up on top of your head and take time to stretch on one side and down the other. And again, we're going to turn on the right side with our knees bent. And then, as you inhale, press your left hand to the floor to help bring you up to a seated position, whichever one feels good for you. So, if you prefer, feel free to sit down on the cushions. Good. Lift the heart slightly. Let the shoulders relax. Bring your hands to your heart in prayer. And we're going to sing Om to end the class today. So take a deep breath in. Thank you so much. Namaste.